Do you actually think they're going to continue to shoot that bad? You've got to, somehow, Skip, you've got to find a way to win one of these games. You've had to have found a way to win one of these games when they're playing that bad. Chris Paul can't seem to find a rhythm. Devin Booker, give Patrick Beverley some credit because he's doing an unbelievable job on Devin Booker and the mask. If I told you, I said pretty soon he's going to forego that mask. He's like,
I'm not threw it away.
He threw it like,
in the third quarter. He said that's enough.
I'm done with it. He's like, I can have surgery. I was reading what he said. I can have surgery at any point in time. But the Clippers they needed to find a way to win the game when two of their best players are struggling. But Skip, DeAndre Ayton is a monster. Everybody talked about how Zoobs outplayed him. Zoob is not as talented as DeAndre Ayton, but he outplayed him. He said, well, bull jive, that won't happen again. Skip, he a monster. He had 9 offensive rebounds.
They call him the Dominator, and he dominated. It was highly impressive.
Now you see why
a star is emerging.
Now you see why he was the #1 overall draft pick in a draft with
over Luka and Trey.
Yeah, now you see.
Okay, what I couldn't see, what I didn't see coming was my Clippers, who led the NBA in three-point percentage, going 5 of 31 from 3. That's impossibly bad. They don't do that.
You told me what's the chance of them going 3 of 17 in the first half and they won up to that. I think they went 3 of 18, 3 of 19.
They did, and then they just kept on missing the whole rest of the game. What are the odds they would miss 9 free throws? A couple late were intentional misses, obviously, because they were in trouble.
Well, here's the thing. Paul George wouldn't have had to intentionally miss had he not missed the first one.
Okay, now, I've been very objective about my Clippers, and I'm going to be objective a different way to end this up.
What'd you going to say?
I'm going to say that even though the Clippers did not deserve to win that basketball game, they at least deserved 2 chances at the end of the game to redeem themselves. And they were robbed again.
No, stop it.
They were obviously robbed in game 2. That was the biggest robbery of all. But if we could see what happened with 58 seconds left, Terrence Mann goes for just a driving layup, and Bridges just hacks his hand.
This was a foul.
This is a foul. And the NBA on the last 2-minute report admitted he just got slapped across the hand as he's making the shot. It's just a slap. He slapped his hand.
Yeah.
Well, it's an and one. Do I know that Terrence Mann would have made the shot? No. I don't know that for sure, but if he had, that was a crucial point in the final minute of this game.
I think that would have tied the game, wouldn't it?
Well, it would have put them in a position. It would have kept the game. Yes. Yeah. It would have tied the game down the stretch. Yeah. Correct. And then with 7.8 seconds left, we get to an even more egregious blunder by the referees when Batum reaches in on Campaign. If we can see this, he reaches in and hits the ball. We had a play like this in game 2, and it's still on Campaign's hand, and it goes right off his fingertips out of bounds. It's clear as day. I appreciate that Jeff Van Gundy said, wait a second, that's just like the play at the end of game 2, and they didn't even review this one. At least they reviewed the one off Aiden's fingertips at the end of game 2. That is off Cameron Payne. The Clippers would be down 1 with the ball. Well, I didn't like them to make a 3 to tie, but if you can make a 2 to win the game, I feel pretty good about that. And they were denied the opportunity because they didn't even review it. The refs protected themselves and their pride by saying, we got this. We don't even need to look at it.
We're not finna look at everything. We're not finna look at every ball that's out of bounds, everything, because that's what you want.
And here's the reputation call at the end of the game. This is just a few more split seconds left, 7 seconds left.
CP3 got trapped.
Yes, CP3. And obviously, the refs are anticipating a foul. Well, there's no foul. And both the Clippers are looking around like, wait a second, look at Batum jumping up and down. That nobody touches him. Nobody touches him. Nobody touches him. Nobody touched him. Nobody touched him. The refs are anticipating a take foul, but there's no take foul. There's no intentional foul. And Chris Paul flops. He flops, F-L-O-P-S, flops on the floor. I got fouled. Didn't you see that I got fouled? No, I saw a travel. I saw a flat-out travel. Sorry, your ball, Clippers.
No.
And if it's the Clippers' ball, I feel real good with 7 seconds left. They're only down 1. Could have been tied if you called the right play on Terrence Mann.
Can I ask you a question, Skip? I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. You feel very comfortable with 7.8 seconds. after you clank brick after brick after brick for the last 8 minutes.
As have the Suns.
Exactly.
As have the Suns.
So it's going to be a continuation.
It would feel like destiny. It would feel like, what did the Clippers do? They do it the hardest way. Well, that would have been the hardest way. They could play the worst game in the Clippers' history. That's a long, bloody history.
Exactly.
But it felt like the worst playoff game that team has ever played. And to save it and redeem yourself with one last-second shot, who knows? Maybe playoff P would emerge with a 20-footer to win the game. I don't know. He was due, wasn't he? He's an all-star, four-time all-star.
Yeah. The man is 5 of 20.
Okay. He had made a shot to start the fourth quarter. He made a 20-footer.
And that was the last shot that he made. Okay,
that's fine. But I just felt good about it if you give them the opportunity. But obviously the memo has come down from the league office. We do not want the team without Kawhi Leonard in the finals.
Don't do that.
We want the team with Chris Paul and with Devin Booker and with the emerging star dominator.
Don't do that.
Ayton,
Yeah, don't do that.
Right? That's what they want.
Don't do that.
Well, I just showed you 3 plays in the last 58 seconds where missed call, and missed call.
But guess what you also showed? 12 times where the Clippers had an opportunity to either tie the game or take the lead,
away.
And they bricked it.
They bricked it. They choked it.
Okay.
They gagged it. They threw up all over themselves for almost the entire fourth quarter, and they deserved the right for redemption.
You see what you did there, Skip Bayless? Now, after they done gagged the entire night, you want the referees to come bail them out.
Well, is that what happened? Did the referees say you don't deserve these calls?
You don't.
You hadn't earned them for the game?
Because you've been bricking the whole night.
That's some big missed calls, man.
That was some big missed shots, man.
Okay.
And your guy, remember the guy that you talked about? That you said, okay, yeah, he your guy now?
Yeah.
That's him. Gagged it off.
The series is not over yet.
It's not over yet.
Did I get my case? I got my 5 cases back. That's all I want.
5 cases? We didn't bet 5 cases.
Yeah.
We did not. We bet 2 cases, and you lost one
the tape.
on what was it? We had something on Giannis. On Friday night.
But that don't count. He only played like 20-something minutes.
I don't care. You made the bet. I didn't make it.
Also, really?
Yeah, you think in Vegas they'd say, we'll give you your money back on that?
You Vegas? So you Vegas now you Vegas Bailey, huh?
I'm the house.
Okay, well, maybe we could put up a new bet on this next one. We're not done talking about the Clippers. Yes, we do know they are on the brink of elimination. You guys just got into all of that following their Game 4 loss to the Suns Saturday. But Ty Lue is optimistic that his team can bounce back from the 3-1 series deficit, saying, quote, it's very doable. That was the quote, Shannon. Who wins Game 5?
I'm going with the Suns. And Skip, it's doable, but it's not very doable. Skip, I'm not so sure if they have Kawhi, they're even down. It's not even doable. I'm not so sure they might be up 3-1 if they got Kawhi Leonard.
I would agree.
They don't have him. The thing that Ty Lue also failed to mention is that he had LeBron and Kyrie. And in Game 5, both of those guys went for 41.
They did.
And then LeBron followed Game 6 up with another 41. And in Game 7 with a 27-point triple-double, and Kawhi hit a shot that was the second biggest shot ever hit, or the third, whatever you want to say. I think Ray Allen had the biggest shot in the finals. Jordan's walk-off, the pose on Kyrie, but it's a top 3 shot hit in the finals in NBA history. Ty Lue doesn't have any of that. He doesn't have a LeBron James. He doesn't have a Kyrie Irving. So to say it's anything is possible, but it's highly unlikely given how bad they're playing. And considering how bad Paul George is playing. Skip, the thing is that we're getting caught up looking at his finishing numbers. But if you don't watch the game and see how many bad shots he's taken and how poorly he's shooting from the field, it's going unnoticed. He's taking shots that he shouldn't, because I believe they can get a better shot than the shot that he's taking at that given time. So for me, is it doable? Yes. Is it very doable? Hell no. Because what makes me think is very doable when your best player keeps shooting in the 20%, the low 30 percentile. Skip, that's not very doable. And I just don't think unless something unforeseen happens, I just don't see how they claw their way back in it with Paul George playing the way he's playing. Reggie Jackson gets it going in spurts, and when he gets it going, now he can turn it on. He can go get you 20 in a quarter also. But no, is it doable? Yes. Is it very doable? No. Is it likely? Absolutely not.
Weirdly enough, I believe the Clippers will shock you again and win tonight. I'm not sure how. I just know the why of the Clippers, and I know that they believe they should have won Game 2. It went to the wire, and they didn't get a call off Ayton's fingertips. It was very close, and it felt to my eye test told me the Clippers played better than the Suns in Game 2.
Right.
So don't tell me that tonight at Phoenix the Clippers feel overmatched, because they're not going to feel overmatched.
No.
They have played nose to nose with this team,
right,
physical to physical with this team for the last 2 games for sure. Even Game 1, it went down almost to the wire. It was very close. You remember the Rondo play? And by the way, since Rondo played that weird defense where he had his, he was facing the basket at the top of the set. Remember, and Devin Booker looped and went free for the dunk that just iced the game, made it a 4-point game. Well, since that point, Rondo has not seen the floor, right? Okay, so who knows whether Rondo will play. I have a feeling he will get a shot tonight to have a little run.
Why? To do what?
Just to shake it up, because that's what Tyronn Lue does. Do you think that the Clippers can again go 5 of 31 from 3? I will bet you right now, whatever you do bet you want to make, that they'll make more than 5 threes. They just will.
Right.
They're just too good. Their history just this year tells you they'll make more than 5.
Well, I like to think that Phoenix is going to be better than 4 of 22.
Okay. Will they be that much better? I don't think so.
Yeah, Jay Crowder was 1 for 6.
Yep.
Devin Booker was 0 for 5. Chris Paul was 0 for 3. Payne 1 for 2. Cam Johnson 1 for 3. I mean, so they got to be better than that. I'm not saying they're going to shoot 50%, but they got to be better than 20%, right?
Okay. Do you think the Clippers as a team will shoot 32?